Apologies, guys. My headset is, for some reason, all of my sound settings on my computer changed overnight. Thanks, Windows. Obviously, I wanted you to do
Windows
that.
update.
So, let's kick off. This is the latest I've ever been. Where we left off, you guys had killed a radiant butterfly dragon, escaped Lelalia's personal demiplane, and plane shifted yourselves back to the prime material with a few blunders along the way. You are aware of Lelalia's forces marching on both Candlekeep for information that she is apparently missing, as she does not have the Book of Vile Darkness. Information she does not need, but that she does want. And her forces are pacifying Sigil in an effort to counter the gods' moves against her, and as you have found out, using it as essentially a base of operations to ship her troops out of from Sigil to everywhere in the multiverse wherever they are needed. And it's also been a bit of a resurrection center, courtesy of the Eye of Zaltak and Razna Sea. You guys have found out you have roughly 2 days until Lelali's plans go into full swing, and you find yourselves in the High Moor Bog, where Tia has created somewhere for you all to rest, similar to Moreau's mansion. And you have, after chatting with a few of the local plant life, begun to walk inside to see what awaits you, and hopefully to rest, as quite a lot of you are, to put it in a scientific way, a bit fucked up. So, over to you guys. What would you like to do? And Tia, give us a brief description of what everybody sees, just as a recap.
You enter through the door and you see a very large space. For Daig, it's a very familiar kind of a large forge with a working space of different working stations around the place. Alongside with a few new additions of a few extra room, right underneath one of a staircase, almost like to a dungeon, have plenty of different small rooms nicely decorated. Otherwise, you'll find plenty of small workbenches, tools, and bits and pieces around the place, whereas the forge is currently turned off. Well, welcome to my movable workstation.
Thanks, Tia. It's definitely better than a bog. Cozy.
I did not have time to clean up everything since upgrading of these turrets, so...
Ooh, what's this do? He just like picks up like a bit of equipment and just like sort of feels it like enthusiastically.
That one is a measuring tool. You can use it to drive radiuses.
Wow, such science. It's just like wanders off with it, fascinated.
We need precise tools.
Well, precisely, she is a tool.
Fantastic. So, what would you like to do? Would you like to take a rest, or I'll be working on that corner over there with some sound insulation properties.
Do you need a hand, or you got it?
Would you like to create something?
If you have a plan, happy to help. I'm out of a project right now, or something for such short notice.
Is this the request? Wig wig.
What?
The request.
I've got Oh, sorry, Tia. I seem to have spat blood on your floor. I've actually
It's
got
okay.
a request, if I could ask. You two masters of metal, actually. And I reach over to Ribbip, and I take Ribbip's bag folding off of Ribbip. Or attempt to, anyway.
Ribbip is still hanging onto the bag, but you have picked up the bag.
I've picked up the bag with Ribbip on it.
Yeah. Ribbip is just hanging from the bag.
I put the bag down, so Ribbip is now sitting on the ground, put a hand in, pull out Arabella's broken ass fucking helmet, begin to cast mending on it, turn it around, and go, on the inside of all of Arabella's armor, you see inside, it looks like the most horrific looking Iron Maiden you've ever seen in your entire life. All of these spikes, I don't really want to go into my skin, but I was wondering if we could figure out if the enchantment is attached to the armor and not these bits, if I could request that you two master craftsmen somehow rid the inside of all the armor of these spikes. I could potentially wear this very, very nice armor.
Matt, could you remind us, was it magical? Like, what's the actual like magic in the armor?
Yeah, it's a +1 full plate, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I have a look?
we could. I don't think chisel itself will do at this point. Dake, if you go back to the third station to your right, I believe there might be a more powerful tool. We could flatten all of those things, the spikes, if we want.
Yeah, let me have a look. If anything, we can probably hopefully mechanically chisel away at these. Otherwise, it might take too long.
Yeah, I mean, if you pull out some magic, then we can have some magical items over here. It's my workstation after all. There are plenty of things. If you don't think that is good enough, then we can use some more strength. I think you already have one of those things on you. The gauntlet. Or a belt. I don't know which one you use.
I'm using the belt myself. Quite useful.
Fantastic.
Actually, if Lavender, where is she? Lavender, if you could have a look at it, see if the magic off the armor is in any way tied to these spikes. So if we get rid of them, the armor is still okay.
Lavender can cast Detect Magic at will, so can she do the same thing as she did with Dory and Matt and try and see if the enchantment is connected to the spikes or not?
Absolutely. Casting Detect Magic and having a look at the armor, she has to angle it in certain ways to make sure she can only see the aura around one of these letters rather than the body of the armor itself. But looking at it and getting a few angles on a few of the sticking out these little basically Iron Maiden spikes, they are indeed magical as well. It seems the whole thing was forged, each section of the armor was forged in one mold, and enchanted as such as well. So breaking the letters off would not only be very difficult, but doing so might damage or break the enchantment on the whole piece of armor.
Okay. What type of magic is it?
It's enchantment magic.
Alright, cool.
Well, we always have a different option.
Which
We
is
could always provide more padding so the spikes doesn't hurt as much.
You said just be brave, Lila. You said can do it. Misa will be sure.
I mean, I would happily put it on. I'm just afraid that if I do that,
God, Josh.
it will somehow alert the Lavia, or something will. She'll know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is somehow connected to her.
It was enchantment magic, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's right, isn't it, Lavender? Lavender nods.
That's not a magic type that would send a message or tracking kind of thing, right? So it should be okay.
I will clarify as well, because the padding has been mentioned. These things are quite deep, like a couple of centimeters deep. There is basically no way to wear the armor in a fitting sense without them digging into your skin or piercing it. You can tell by the ends themselves. It was designed to be donned while extremely hot, so as to cauterize the wounds that it made as it went in.
So, friendly fun armor, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Disneyland in a suit.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck it. Why not? Let's go. I'll put it on. I don't actually put it on.
If we can't break or shorten the needles, can we bend the needles?
I have no idea
with
how the
your
words are coming out of your mouth here.
with your understanding of magical items, bending and deforming it would probably be even harder than breaking it. Like chucking this magical piece of armor into a vat of lava probably wouldn't destroy it. So simply bending each of these or breaking them off, while obviously it is physically possible, it would be a very difficult feat to manage.
We could heat up the forge to very hot temperature, but I think the whole armor might melt at that point.
I mean,
entire armor's
it's
damaged.
not going to be a bad thing if the armor melts. I mean, I'm not exactly attached to it. I feel like we kind of need all the advantages we could get going forwards. But I mean, if you destroy it, then it gets destroyed. I mean, it's one less thing that the Lavia could potentially use against us if she got it back. I don't know if she has the capabilities or not to create more Honoured Saint armor if this is just it. Should she choose to appoint others in the place of Catherine and Arabella?
I mean, just to be very clear, this type of armor might not even break at the temperature of a hot volcano, so we might need to get into very, very hot temperature, and I'm not sure if you want to do that at the moment.
It has to be some kind of magical fire.
Because having just small flamethrowers won't do, we will need to conduct a very, very hot space that's a little bit like vacuum seal that you don't have external air and
I mean, if it's
could use
not
some
possible,
metals.
then it's not possible. I completely understand that. I didn't know if it was something that could be done or not.
Matt, would you say
Yeah.
it's possible to make the forge hot enough to destroy this armor if needed?
My assumption would be no.
Okay.
More so, before I can look it up to see how hot forges can get, but more so, I can't imagine the forge could get hot enough to destroy it without melting all of you as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
About 950 degrees Celsius.
Oh yeah, that's
Nice.
nowhere near enough.
Seeing a very
dejected-looking Lila, Ribbit Hibbity hops over and produces a vial of blue liquid. And says, Misa was also wondering if you, sir, fine craftsman, might be able to help Misa. Misa find this a liquid that's good for Wisa Pokemon. But Misa only have water. Misa was wondering if it would be possible / how long it would take for Yusa to replicate Lisa. And he'll hand you the vial.
What's the rarity of the liquid?
That was my question. I only have nature.
Give me a second.
Replicate you? Like making a tiny version of you?
It is a common consumable.
It'd take about a day and a half.
Oh, these take too long. Misa do not want to take this much of Yusa time. But maybe later. But Misa thanking Yusa.
Also, with Dayak being the subclass that he is, he would know about armors. What kind of armor is Lila wearing?
I'm currently wearing full plate, just standard full plate.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to +1 it, you go crazy, baby.
Yeah, I can certainly work on it if you
I mean,
need a buff.
I mean, it would only
armor
increase my-
infusion.
That was my plan, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have enough free slots right now, but maybe in the morning I can do something with it. Unless you would like to do it, Dave.
I could take this one. Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. If you just hand it to me, I'll make sure that it's got a nice buff before we get out of here.
Lila will just begin stripping. That's fine by her.
Sorry, Matt, was it an uncommon consumable?
Wait!
No, common.
Common.
Also, why is it every
But-
time you're in an extra dimensional house, Lila gets naked? It's now a theme. Go on, Josh.
Is that not only 5 hours with Magic Item Adept?
I don't know.
Hang on.
I'm not an artificer.
I have. This is the article that I use to understand it because it's too much math for my brain. So I am relying on this man being correct.
I'm just not going to bother with the forums because there's literally a page for artificers.
Yeah, the forums are always wrong because they're very confusing and everyone has their own opinions.
I'll get back
It's
to you.
math.
How about that?
Yeah.
I'll quickly look. You guys keep role playing.
I mean, yeah, so doing role playing. I mean, we're breaking fourth wall right now, but we have a book. We have things that we can look at. So we just go through that and see what we have left.
Are any of you wanting to do anything in this extra dimensional space? I know that you've all said you want to rest at some point, but either before that or during that, speak now, let me know.
Liam will, but
go
Liam
on.
always wants to roleplay, so by all means, everybody else get their shit out of the way because you know me. I take forever.
Put some clothes on.
I'm taking clothes off first. I can't. I'm like half out of one piece of armor. I've got a boot off. I'm like,
Use the changing room.
You said
a minor
this was
illusion
going
of loin.
forward? Where's the changing room to?
I'll minor illusion a loincloth for you.
And then because you all know it's a minor illusion, it's transparent so you can see through it anyway.
Straight to the left. Go down the hallway on the right. There's changing room for all the working parts.
Hop, clutching, hop, clutching, hop, clutching.
Did I miss much? Sorry, before I joined.
I'm just getting naked. That's all.
Press the digitation
Other
to
than that,
pixelate parts.
On the... Okay. Did we have any more any more questions for Arabella that you can think of? Because I know we don't have the soul cage, but I could try and speak with Dad if you wanted me to. Like, do we have a plan? Do we know what we're going to do?
I don't. It would be useful if you could just give me a brief overview of what came of the mortuary.
Well, we know that she was using it as a kind of base of operations, and that they were trying to bring people through. I'm going to have to get the my notes 1 second.
From down the hall, you hear, "When do you ever have a plan?"
Yeah, fair enough. Mortuary. Let me just search.
Plan to not have a plan is having a plan. So,
If you do not have a plan, they cannot possibly guess your plan.
strategic.
They can't outthink you if you don't think yourself.
Basically, a very bad place that shouldn't be existing.
Yes, basically, we should have blown it up when we thought about it, but then we got a little bit distracted.
Okay.
Basically, she's using it as a gateway to the far realm, where she's been offering sanctuary to creatures who have been willing to serve her. And I think obviously she plans to funnel her army through these portals in Sigil, which is very, very bad. And I also think that Brother Raylan was referring to bringing them all through in time. So I think this is probably where she's making her move, and I think that at least some of us should be focusing on getting rid of that as soon as possible. But if we need the rest beforehand, it may already be too late. I don't know. But I can scry if you want me to, and see if I can find out what's going on there. But I only have one spell left in me before I also need the rest. So.
Yeah. I think if she's abandoned it, she's left Sigil now that we know of. So maybe she's done with it. Maybe. I think going there now is probably. We can still go there. Some of us, fine. I don't think it's going to be of as much importance as it would have been.
Yeah, I think we missed the mark on that one. But like I say, I don't think scrying on Lelia is a good idea. But they kind of
No.
Any other ideas for that, then I'm willing to try and get ahead of this.
I might just do something. We have learned quite a bit. It might be useful just to send a message to Vigil, just to tell him what we think with the cause of the portals and everything. So just so he knows, so he might be able to mobilize his people or whoever it is a bit better. We can just write a note, write it out in full, and I can just send it to him now.
Yes, I think we need to warn as many people as we can, as soon as we can. Moreau, I think was on that too, right? I think that's a yes, but obviously Chris isn't here.
Yeah. Moreau is sending a message to Rakeen and the Champion of Shah to let them know basically everything that you guys know. Same message that he sent to Vigil and Lady Silverhand last time.
Okay, I'll get him to write that message out then, and then I'll just send that to Vigil with Speedy Courier.
He has already sent that to Vigil.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But who else could we need to get messages to as many people as we can to get them safe? Anyone else we know who might be in water need?
I mean, we could send one to.
And I'll make eye contact with Ribbit at this point.
We could send one to Thrall.
That's a good
Disgruntled
idea.
frog noises.
Not your Thrall, our Thrall.
Oh.
What about Dimitri? We could contact him too. I'm sure he'd be willing to help. Just a thought.
Oh yeah.
Misa was also thinking, what if, because Misa should be able to go back and forth now. What if Misa went and got Pars and Seal from Misa Reality? Do we have any other powerful friends in Wisa reality?
I mean, just so in an in-game but out-of-game sense, they're not going to be of any help. They're really not. They're gonna hit like wet noodles and be insta-killed by everything.
You don't know they haven't been training for the last year, however long we've been gone?
Well, they better have a lot of gold for us, that's all I'll say.
True.
What about this guy with the dragon friend, this Rakeen guy? Do we know where he is?
I do not know.
How do we contact Hisa? Yusa guys seem to know this guy. Someone here knew this guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not, and I'll have to prepare the correct spells to contact him over a distance after asleep.
Basically, if you have, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, let Hunter quickly remind himself of his own spell. Okay. Oh, no, I can send a message to Rakeem. That's fine. I can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. If I just think if you have allies, now is the time we need to be collecting them.
Yes, and especially warning, like you said.
Okay. Well,
So
what about
I'll
if
send
if I maybe scry instead on Candlekeep, see what the situation is there?
Absolutely. It's probably
Yes,
our
good
next
idea.
port of call, so it would be nice to have a heads up.
What if because Wisa have been to many realities now. Did Wisa make any friends in Eberron? Or Minecraft Worlds?
We did, but it's going to be harder to contact them through another plane.
Well, Misa can go there. But Misa would need to sleep in order to do it again. So if Misa were to do that, Misa would need to go now, then sleep, then come back.
Yeah, I remember them saying that they don't venture out of their realm, do they, at all?
Yes,
They
but
only
Thesa
send-
might not like the idea of Thesa world being destroyed.
No, true, but yeah, you can try and send them a message.
Risa should have made friends with the dragon.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do? Yeah, Hunter will do his Gala speedy courier and send a note that Moreau will write for him to Rakeem, just so that's been sent.
I'm
Okay.
just trying to
Just
find-
again clarifying, Moreau's currently sending. He's going to send a verbal message to Rakeen and the champion of Shah.
Sure.
If you're sending a message to Rakeen, I'd either save your spell slot or get Moreau to send another message. Basically, you'll have a spell slot for that second message to somebody else. Just so you're not wasting.
If Vigil's got it and
Remember the
Rakeem's got it, that's it.
Yeah,
Can it be
to
anyone-
start with
sorry, go
you
on.
who, otherwise you wouldn't know it's legit.
Yeah, it's true.
Can it be anyone? I'm not sure how it works, but can it be anyone that person knows of, or do they have to know them specifically?
Mine is anyone I've met,
Okay.
or if you've got a piece of them, or body part, or lock of hair, something similar.
Oh yeah, I did keep his finger actually. Forgot that.
What about Moreau? Do we know?
Moreau's is a creature they're familiar with, so if they are aware of that person's existence, like name and stuff, then yes, they can send the message.
What about that? What's her name? Dwarf woman with the sparkly ring. Eve. What was her name?
Well, of course, yes, Sophia. I'm sure she'd be willing to help. She's a little bit of a, well, she's kind of in and out and doesn't particularly like making connections with people, but this is the end of the world, and she would be useful. She knows quite a lot about, well, she travelled with Lelia like I did, so she knows quite a lot about her and the nature of her.
Okay, well, maybe her. I'm trying to find. There was a letter from Candlekeep, and I'm just trying to find the name of the person who sent that letter so that I can scry on them. But I'm struggling, unless you have it off the top of your head.
Derek.
Derek? Does that sound familiar? Where are the letters under the original ones? I've lost them.
They will be in notable objects and information, books and letters, and letters from Arcanist study.
Oh, that's it. They're not named, are they?
Oh, Slippy boy. Did you not want some boot attire?
Yes, but Misa had a very quick conversation with the artificers, and Wisa realized that Wisa were mistaken about how Lisa works. However, if possible, perhaps a Pokemon potion. Lisa would be just as useful. Misa could have Big Boy.
You have Big Boy already.
Bigger Boy. Misa here, legend of the Big Boy. Yusa will look small next to a Big Boy. I'm assuming he's a boy, actually. He might not be. I haven't asked. And I'm not great at Pokemon biology yet, so. But yeah, because even if I don't get the second one, it's kind of fine, because I'll just give it to Vulpix and have Ninetales, but I could also have Snorlax.
Yeah.
And that would be fun, because Munchlax cannot do much. The poor little baby. He looks great, but his two moves are basically a kamikaze attack, rest, or tackle. Literally, he does 30 damage and kills himself. He can go to sleep for a minute, or he can tackle.
But he's so cute.
He's so cute.
So cute.
He's got a little apple.
So I've just read a note from God. If we want to to scry on the mortuary, that is still an option. It's actively happening. So it's a choice between Candlekeep and mortuary. What would you prefer me to do? I can scry on the keeper of the tomb, but I don't think I know anybody by name other than maybe Brother Aylin at the mortuary, and that wouldn't be. I would think that he would know I was doing that.
I would say Candlekeep, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think at least the keeper of the tomes might be on our side. If everyone's happy for me to do that, I'll go ahead and scry.
Yes, Misa thinking yes.
Okay. Yep. Then I shall do that. Then, please, Matt.
Right, who specifically are you scrying on?
The keeper of the tomes at Candlekeep.
Okay. Cool. Give me one sec.
You see a bloodied corpse in a blazing inferno.
Expecting to, yeah.
Ooh.
In the hands of Lilalia Silvermist.
The roll was piss poor. Can you give me a perception check before I say anything?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I'm not very prepared. I need to open my character sheet. Hold on. Unless, Liam, can you get it up? Oh, no, it's alright. It's here. Perception check. Yeah. And we're still -3, but not for long. Soon it will be only -2. Never mind. It's a 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. As you focus in on your scrying ritual, I'm assuming you have to also be in the bog because you're currently in Derry Plain. So you've gone back out into the bog. That'll be your scrying ritual.
Doesn't say anything about it.
It's because you're technically on a different plane of existence. You can only scry on the same plane of existence.
Oh, totally makes sense. Yeah.
So you focus in, and you know you've got the right person, because the first thing you notice is a lot of books lining one wall, behind a quite dishevelled-looking half elven, kind of like 40s or 50s looking male. They have soot all over their face and are running. They're running. Are running. Grammar. They are running. They're out of breath. And you see more and more books around them as they continue to run all over the floor. A few seconds later, before you can kind of grab any more details from this image, it goes very, very bright as they've clearly stepped outside. Around the courtyard around them, you see countless people skirmishing. The majority of them seem to be older individuals wearing robes, not really fighters, but doing their best. There is clearly a few guardsmen here as well, and then a ragtag bunch of people wearing all sorts of adventuring gear, combat gear, a few more robes in the mix, all shapes and sizes and species, all ragtag groups fighting alongside these individuals, all fighting Lelalia's forces. It's not a big battle, but it is sizable given the fact that it's happening in a library courtyard. Beyond that, there's not much detail you can make out until you hear a familiar voice shouting in the background. Ah, shit! I dropped it again! Mind your head! As the voice of Rakeen is heard echoing from up above. At that point, you hear a second voice, another familiar one, high-pitched and coming from a small individual who's just finished a small fight, turns towards the individual you're scrying on, and you hear him shout, "Oi, Lichy! Behind you!" Thrall calls out. The individual who you're scrying on spins around, and you see a very old, very desiccated looking individual, tattered robes and a broken headdress sitting on their head, golden white eyes. As they spin on their feet, this clear lich cuts one of Lelalia's forces in two. You have not met this individual. You do not know this individual, but from the stories that you have heard, it kind of matches the description of one Acererak fighting Lelalia's forces.
Fucking what? Wait,
what?
What words did you just say, Matthew? What are the words that you just used?
I will be relaying this to everybody, so yeah.
Am I tripping?
The battle continues and no more obvious details emerge, but it's clear that there is a very unlikely coalition of allies fighting Lelalia's forces in this location. The last ebbs that you see, they did appear to be winning. They appeared to be holding their ground in the courtyard. There wasn't any sense of desperation nor like last stand about it. It's not a pleasant thing to see, but it doesn't make you worried or fearful that things are going wrong. Unfortunately, that is all you gain. With the chaos of the courtyard and a very poor perception check, your vision comes to an end.
Sure thing. Okay, well, that tells us a lot. Shit's kicking off. It will probably be over by the time we have rested. It looks like they're winning, so Rakeen is there too, so maybe we don't have to message him. We can instead ask for what they want us to do, what the next step after this is over, where we would be best positioned. They already know. They're already there. They're already fighting her.
Maybe Wisa should go back to Wisa reality and get Wisa a Serarak. Then Wisa have two.
We're already kind of a strange mixing pot here, Ribib. Let's not mix anything else in that we don't need to. That's really strange from the sounds of it.
Wisa would look great with Wisa zombie friend. Also, what happened to him?
Oh, he's back with Vigil, keeping in company.
Oh, yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's okay.
He's fine. Don't worry about it. At least we hope so. Did we hear back from Vigil? Did he say he was okay?
I was just gonna wait until you guys basically wanted the sending messages to go out, just in case you change your mind on something. Moreau can do that now. The messages to Vigil and Lady Silverhand, they acknowledged the messages, said they would spread the word and gather what forces they could in Waterdeep. With the messages to Rakeen and to the Champion of Shah, with the Champion of Shah, the only word that Moreau received back was understood. Nothing else, no expansion on that. With Rakeen, he conveys that there was a lot of shouting that was clearly not directed at him, followed by a thanks for letting us know, we'll do what we can.
Okay. So, I guess if they have held it down at Candlekeep, and we're going to be at least 8 hours or so here, we need to start intercepting her before she gets to Waterdeep somehow. Or at least be there ready when she arrives. I think this is it, guys.
Well, Wisa
think
much closer
so.
to Waterdeep than Candlekeep, so good timing. Thanks for taking us here. This is where we wanted to go.
Well, are we like 400 miles out?
Yeah, I
At
think
least for the right plane. That's like a
Exactly.
start.
Well, how many days has it
Exactly.
been for the teleportation cube now?
Oh, that's a point.
Basically, how many days since the plane of fire?
Three days?
So it's not since the plane of fire that you're counting, it's since it was first used. Because it resets every 7 days, whether you've used all the things or not. Well, not resets, but you get charges back.
Right.
But I've not been tracking that because it's not my item, so I can't help you there.
It's been less than 7 days.
Well, it
Actually, I
will
think
be
we miscounted that. It's been 4 weeks, so I'm pretty sure it's got all the charges back by now, so we should be fine. I have been keeping track of it, don't worry, guys.
It's actually 1 day left, which would be after our long rest.
If that's correct, that's amazing.
Well, that worked out. Okay. Yeah. I think unless anybody has any objections, that's maybe where we got ahead later on.
Right at the centre of everything.
Yes, Misa can go shopping in Waterdeep. Good plan. Misa has some shopping to do.
I'm not sure the shops will be open in a world
Even
ending
better,
siege.
Misa
but
can
we
get
certainly
free.
try. Just looting everything.
Yes! This is how Riot works.
We could always check once we've finished our long rest if the battle's still going on. And
Well,
then,
Misa going to Waterdeep, right? Not Candlekeep. Because Misa think Candlekeep going to be done by then, right?
they said they were holding them off.
Yeah, we might need to check again. I would prefer to be wherever we go with at least our full capabilities, though. But if we can send them a message in the morning, or when after the rest, we can see what it's up to.
So is
I
Wisa
think-
plan to go to Candlekeep or Waterdeep?
That's what we need to decide.
Misa see now. Misa understand.
Yeah.
Oh, does anybody have a pair of sending stones? Because I can use my last spell slot now to send one of them to Rakim, and then we can use the other one and talk to him tomorrow for free. Can the artificers get us a set of sending stones without detriment to themselves?
I don't think I will be able to without detriment.
That's fine. It's just
Yeah,
a thought.
Ribbit's cuddling Dake's leg. Like, nope, Misa artificer here.
Lavender starts to like tip open her satchel, and mushroom falls out along with twigs, rocks, various different ingredients. No, I don't think I have any here. Sorry.
When you said twigs and rocks, I thought they were going to be more pets. Oh my
I wish.
god! I thought there was going to be a bunch of cats coming out.
I guess we
mushroom just starts to like wander around. Yeah, I think so. Speaking of all, because I've been like picking up ingredients and stuff, and I also, when we were in Moreau's mansion, noted down like how to make healing potions from scratch. Do I have the things that I need, having picked up ingredients from everywhere we go?
Do you?
You do?
I'm asking that. I do indeed. Amazing. Can I spend a bit of time? I guess before the long rest, making some healing potions, please.
You sure can, if you have the time to do so. As I've been talking with Thomas in the Discord chat, there are potion making rules in D&D.
Okay.
I've
So-
found them. I can tell you right now.
Yeah,
If we go by the crafting rules that Matt and I have been using for when I've been crafting stuff, 1 day is 8 hours, just like a working day kind of thing.
Mhm.
For a normal potion of healing, it takes 1 day.
Mm.
For Tia and me, it would take 2 hours.
Oh, okay. And I guess I would have to spend my long rest doing that. I could give you these ingredients if you want. She'd pick out just like bits of flowers and like just various different Feywild ingredients and barks and things, and just kind of pass them over to you.
If anyone still needs to sleep after Wisa finished sleeping, Misa could put Yusa in the Pokeball necklace, and Yusa could nap in there.
I don't sleep, so it's fine.
Oh, even easier.
I'd be making potions for an entire long rest, so I could do with that.
I will absolutely need some sleep.
They will do.
I'll see how much I can help.
for just the clarity's sake, making a potion wouldn't be something you could do on your long rest, unless it says so in your class. I'm not sure, but it would still count of the you can spend a certain amount of time for long rest not resting, you know, like when you have watches and stuff. So I'd say at least a third of that time you could be dedicating to resting and potion making.
How much does the Pokeball help, Josh, with rest?
Well, it just means that I can. It's just a safe room, basically. So if you wanted to sleep in there, you could. Yeah.
But, okay, but it still takes the normal amount of rest.
Yeah, it would still take the normal
Okay,
time. Yeah, it would
okay.
just mean that you could sleep while we move, basically.
What time is it, Mr. DM?
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
If you ever need to know this, it is the very top of the group notes thing. It is currently 12:30, just after midday on the 2nd of Uktar.
So has there been a dawn since we got to the gala, the ball?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we rested,
Yeah.
and then went to
Aha.
McGinnis.
So before this dawn, In fact, I want to be rested and good traveling at night, actually, so it won't make a difference. But Hunter will pull a card from his deck anyway.
Okay. Boop.
Thank you.
Ooh. Oh, fuck. Well, that would have been handy.
No, I'm not. I just pressed the deck. That just cycles through
Oh.
them.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you've revealed one.
Have I? Oh, okay.
Hey, look at the deck.
Yes.
Yeah, it always comes up with a random card when I click it.
Yeah, that's that's the card.
That's how you drop. My move.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll put that one back.
You don't want to know what it
What
does?
I was going to say, what did it do?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I want
Promising.
specifics.
Let me find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I actually had a fun question. If you guys wanted to pass some time, and she get her like little automatic writing booklet out, just in case, just in case. What do you guys want to happen? Like, if you happened to die, like, do any of you have any special requests of what to do with your remains? I was just thinking about it because after I, perished, you wouldn't know, and I just wanted to make sure that you all had your wishes remembered if you came to your untimely end.
Misa would like my corpse to be left on the deck of a ship for several months and then thrown off. Misa would love that.
Via cannon.
Yes. Misa wants to go out like Misa Hero.
If I die,
Okay.
I would like to be buried, and then regardless of who's alive or dead, with ribbon, please.
Okay, sure thing.
Thank you.
Buried with rib. All right, and the little quill's going. Anybody else have any preference?
Am I done? Because I don't know how long it takes to doff full plate armor, Matt. So I've just been silent this whole time waiting.
It's 10 minutes, I believe, or something like that.
Cool. Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Sweet. So Lila will walk back to the room with a towel or something. I don't have any clothes other than my my armor, so I don't know if there's a.
Here you go, some clothes. I'll just pull out some spare clothing from my bag of holding. They might be a little bit small, some of them. I can't find the larger ones. Just hold on a minute.
That's fine. The towel is over her arm because she's currently carrying all of her armor to bring it to Daik. So I gotta place it on a table, and then as Tia immediately screams because there is nudity, kind of just hold the towel. I would like my remains to be buried next to Safara, please.
Farah. Wait, I know that name. That was she died to some wolves, right?
That's
Back in Barovia?
When we were in Barovia before we left, we went to that hill and I buried that ring in the ground.
Yes.
That was the ring that I was going to propose to her with.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I would like to be buried there. Tia, are there washing facilities here?
Would you like to go wash, or would you like to just poof and be clean?
I would like to wash, please.
Okay. Same of those rooms. Instead of going to the left, you go to the right, and you will be the third room over there.
Amazing, thank you. Turns around, just folds the towel back up again, and just walks off to the shower.
Oh, that would be a large bath.
Amazing, even better. I get to swim. Thank you so much. Turns around, bows at you naked, turns back around, walks off.
Oh, just be careful. This ceiling is a little bit low.
Crack. Ah, fuck!
Oops. I mean, this was originally designed for kobolds.
Begins crawling.
Ribbit's having a great time in these
No.
tyrant corridors.
The room should be large enough, just some of the hallway bits.
Crawls to rooms.
Tia, do you have any family you want to be buried with or anything?
I would prefer not to die the second time, to be honest. Here's a little wry
that sucks.
smile. But if I ever have to pass away again, I would like to have someone find my big sister and give her the journal book I have been keeping with me. And if possible, donate all the remaining whatever wealth to the orphanage and hope it will prosper. I mean, that's what I've been doing all this time, but it's hard.
And I hope that we don't have to do that on your behalf. But if I have to, I will.
What about yourself?
Well, I think I'd like to be buried under a tree, like in a forest. I don't think I'm fussy where I don't really have a home in this prime material that I know of. At least I certainly haven't been back in this reality to find out. But I just want to be with the plant life and the forest, like give back to the life that gave me life.
Well, yeah, that's very sweet. Just wondering, like, to make it a little bit more light-hearted, would you like to have some mushrooms planted nearby as well?
I think that would be really nice. Yes, I mean, we all become a part of it anyway, right? Hey, did you ever hear the theory that that plants domesticated humans?
Wait, which one is that one? That sounds very fun.
Yeah, like they how they basically made seeds and made us rely on them. So it's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but a silly one. And then she'll continue on this little bit of a tangent about
Oh
how...
my god, of course she's a conspiracy theorist. Oh my fucking god.
I remember there's also one related to cats, wasn't there? And they looked at Mushroom.
Mushroom just eyeing you side eye. Cool. Yeah. When she's come to the end of this rant, she kind of trails off. And she gets a little sad, sort of pensive look in her eye.
Don't worry too
Sorry,
much.
Tia?
We can do something with this. And I will use one of the magic slots to summon Tiny Servant. And I will command it to go to the kitchen and follow the recipe book and create some nice meals for us to enjoy.
Oh, this looks lovely, Tia.
I'm not sure if you ever have heard it, this book, along with some of the tea samples. I happened to come across somewhere that people say it was from Chul's origin or somewhere close to that. It was from a I'm not sure. It was a Hell's Kitchen kind of a show that's some sort of like Iron Chef or something. I think it was Chef S started with something like that. I think they have a very nice recipe.
Chef S certainly knew what they were cooking. And she'll like dig in.
I'm sure there was. Let me have a look. Yes, so what they often say, how's cooking good looking? Bright as the sun.
Hey, what if we don't die? Like, what if we do save the world? What are you all going to do afterwards?
That's a
Be
good.
dead, I suppose. There's no
Wait,
world.
you mean to save the world?
If we save the world, I mean,
If we Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, then
I
then
never
Wisa take over the world. It's a Wisa turn to be the bad guys.
You're going to a world under Ribib rule? I think that would be a little chaotic.
Don't you think there's enough chaotic neutral in the world?
It sort of
You
slinks
ever want
into
to
the
like
darkness,
retire
just
to like a
cackling.
nice island somewhere?
These do not sound like much fun to me, sir.
Yeah, what about this Poke World you keep going on about? It sounds like a vacation.
Ooh, these are good point. These are good point. Maybe Wisa do this. I mean, Misa can take Wisa to any of these places, so Wisa can go traveling if Wisa like.
I don't like anywhere too hot. I prefer the cold.
There was a desert, but Wisa also found mountains, so Isa have both.
What about you, Eve? What will you do? Where will you go?
I'd like to go back to the university and actually do some research for a while. Sounds boring, but I miss all my friends there. Well, there's not many left, but I'd like to, be able to do work in their memory. Many of them died when the blight on Chult happened.
What was your did you have a speciality, like a research interest? Something you'll go back to?
Yeah, I'm a zoologist. So
of course, but like more specific than that. Is there something you want to really hone in on?
Not particularly. I mean, I just love all creepy crawlies. Really, that was my love. And the jungle being eaten by a death curse kind of ruined that for me. So I think I'd like to discover my own caterpillar and have my name named after it.
Why did you study zoos?
It just felt right. I like crocs. Hence the name, basically.
I think that sounds like a very noble cause.
But if I die, do me a favour. Please take my body back to Chult. Sonny, my friend, is waiting for me there, and he's been holding on to things while I've been gone, and I know he'd want to, do his best for me.
Hey, what did you just say?
My friend Sonny. He helped me a lot. He was a chef, actually.
Wait, you know the author of this book?
He wrote a book? I know he wrote a book. Yeah, that's him.
Eyes are just very big, like.
Yeah, I know him. You'd love him. He's great.
Can I go get the autograph?
Yeah, if we survive this, come with me to Chult. Come for a visit. Come meet Sonny.
Oh, Chef S.
And there's another friend of mine that I hope is still alive. I don't know whether he is, but Vaughn. He's my it's my grung friend who was an archaeologist who worked out there.
Does he look similar to him? Pointing at Ribbit.
A little bit. Maybe kind of like a little bit more, a bit older perhaps, but we had a sprightly look in his eyes.
Yusa can say it. Misa better looking. Misa understands. Misa understands. Misa have these effects on people.
Oh, Ribbit, you're beautiful.
Yusa mere mortal. Okay.
She'll give him a
Yusa
kiss.
should not feel bad.
She'll give him a kiss at the top of the head. But like avoid it, like be careful, obviously.
Yeah, maybe put like a
Packet.
tissue in the way. You might have to make a con save.
Yeah. Hunter is he's getting tired and stuff, but he's just gonna I'm just nipping outside for a bit, guys, get a bit of fresh air and clear my head for a bit. I'll be back in shortly.
He's going for a whiz.
Yep. This place has no bathrooms.
There are bathrooms. You just need to go to the same place, but not to the right, but you go to the left.
Thank you, dear.
Hunter just like crams into the bathroom like it's a clown car.
Yeah, he'll just step outside for a bit and do some contemplating.
Well, I just think that when there are usually not that many people around here, this is filled with tens of tiny servants that are helping me with creating and forging things, so it's a lot faster. It's a good place. While Tia is speaking, she's also taking measures of Lavender.
Oh, what are you doing, Tia?
Oh, sorry, don't mind. Don't mind me. I'm not trying to be intrusive. It's just a little surprise for you later.
Another surprise? That's so cute. Thank you.
Just a little one.
And if it's clothing, I don't like anything that's scratchy.
Or itchy.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
So, Rib, I was going to ask because afterwards I want to go and try and release Nith's soul. I know that she's not coming back to life. I get that now, but I can't kind of live with myself with knowing she's tormented down there forever. And I think I have a way to maybe do that. I'm not sure. I'd have to try, but I'd kind of need a way to get there. And she kind of like eyes the amulet of plane shift.
We're happy to help. As long as Wisa can get rowdy, Wisa always happy to help.
Okay, and I wouldn't ask too much of any of you to come with me, but as you know, I'm not necessarily the strongest, and it would maybe be a little scary back down in hell again. But I can't leave her to just be tortured like that forever, you know?
Lavender, we've been through this much, you need to ask. Obviously we're going to do that afterwards.
Thank you so much. I think I can pay her debt, and I'd like to. And then, I guess after that, me and Ezekiel, she points to Moreau, are going to open a little dark alley shop, paint the front with Moreau and Wolf, and solve crimes and mysteries for the rest of our days. I hope I never get to see another dragon in my life. My life was so simple before then. I miss these murders, you know? Nice and simple.
What's the most gruesome murder you ever had to solve?
You know, I think one of my first ones probably took the biscuit. It was in this place, I forget the name, it was so long ago. But it was the first time that I chopped off a man's fingers and made him eat it. That was fun.
Oh, wow.
First time?
Yeah, the first time.
How
What?
many times after these?
Just chasing a high ever since the first time. Never gotten better than that.
You never forget your first.
I didn't know the murder solving, you were doing the murdering. Fascinating.
Yeah,
I love it. Tell me more.
there was me and this guy called Charlie. there were kind of two sides to him, actually. He was weird and he kind of just disappeared after a little while. But I liked him and he was on my wavelength, you know. And we were trying to follow this this murder. There was something going on. I think they'd like chopped up some kids or something, and they were serving them. It was like a butcher shop. It was like a butcher shop, and they were like serving up the kids. If I remember rightly, I don't know if I'm just getting that mixed up with Sweeney Todd, but yeah, it was not. I'm not going to think fun, but it was a sense of accomplishment that has stayed with me for some time. It wasn't fun to give them the news that wasn't great, never is, but it was kind of satisfying to hear an evil man scream, you know?
Eve is just watching, fascinated, like wide-eyed, like wow, kind of like horrified but amazed.
Sorry. Ugh.
So, on your long rest, which I'm assuming you're having, what is everybody planning to do? Hunter is currently outside getting a breath of fresh air. There's some tinkering going on with some armor, perhaps some potion making. Is anyone else wanting to do anything before or during this rest? Because I know Chris has just arrived. Hello, Chris. Your sendings have been sent. There was basically acknowledgements of replies. They'll do what they can. A scrying happened. Thrall and Rakeen seem to be in the middle of a small battle at Candlekeep. Also, there was among the guards and ragtag bunch of adventurers there trying to help. There was one Serac also fighting Lilelia's soldiers. Other than that, you guys haven't quite decided where you're going next. But you know you want to rest, and there's been quite a bit of RP.
I have more RP, but I'm going to let other people go first, and then I'm going to do my next.
We are currently resting in the large magical forge made by Zia. If you scroll a little bit up, it's a combination of the two images. And the tiny servant is providing cooking us some meal from the cookbook from Chef S. Shiny, to be exact. Oh, yeah, plenty of bathhouses. You just need to go to the other one. The fifth one on the right. Rabbit.
Awesome. Ribbit's taking a bath. Any more for any more?
Did Liam, you said you had something to do?
Yeah, I'm also taking a bath right now.
Okay.
But
The same bath or a different bath?
It's the third
in
room.
the bath. So if Ribbit walks in, I'm just going to wave at him.
Well, yeah. All I'm thinking is Tia's saying which room it is. Can Ribbit count? I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Didn't save there. Oh yeah, I figured it out. Or I went bright red when I saw Lila and ran away.
I like the
Either is
bright red
entirely
and ran
possible.
away. I just shrugged and continued just like twirling my hair in the water.
Which is even funnier considering
more red.
First of all, I've got more of a cherry red this time, and it's weird that Ribbit feels that way because he's always naked anyway.
It's
He's just not
also
used
the
to seeing.
second time you've seen me naked as well.
This is true.
Ribbit still runs away.
I guess after a little while, you can tell that like the sounds of the machinery in the factory that is going on is kind of like really getting to Lavender a little bit. And she's like, I'm sorry, dear. It's a beautiful mansion that you have, but it's too loud. It's too loud. I'm just going to go and step outside for a bit if you don't mind. I need some air.
It's okay.
And she'll like hop on her broom like sideways, scoop up mushroom into her bag again, and head out of the mansion doors.
I think we should work more inside the quiet rooms and not use the main hall for whatever we are doing. And Matt, I would like to create a. Matt, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. I would like to create a beautiful gown or dress made from the butterfly dragon's wings that I have taken material from.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Why is a crafting check not a thing? Go ahead and give me just intelligence plus your proficiency check.
Just check if I have one more spell slot left. Hopefully I do. Perfect. I do actually have. I would like to use Splender's Eagle to give me advantage on intelligence check.
Nice.
And that would be pure intelligence.
Plus your proficiency.
Cool. Proficiency 1. I don't think that. No, not that word. Fine.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna take you like an hour, maybe 2 to make this. You've never worked with this material before, but we will see how that goes in an hour or 2. But not a literal hour or 2, in-game hour or 2.
Cheers, Matt.
Cool. Lavender, you step outside of this.
She flies outside. She's not the broom.
You step on the air on the broom outside this mansion. Kind of sneaking up on Hunter's facing away from the door and doesn't have the highest passive perception, so the fact you're flying, he doesn't hear the squelching footsteps approaching.
So she's like sat on the broom sideways, and she's gonna make it like fly around him and like face him at eye level. So she's like hovering just there. We're still in the bog, right? I know we're on like a dry bit, but
Correct.
okay. She'll kind of like, hey, you getting your feet wet?
Hunter, you're muted.
Thank you. Not just a little bit, but you know, just needed a bit outside. To be honest, I'm just well, while I made peace with my brother's death a while ago, I'm just spending some time thinking about him and looking up at the star that you kindly named after him. Just really making peace with the fact that I might not be able to think of him again, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or today. So, yeah, just trying to be at peace.
What was he like, your brother?
He was the opposite of me, really. He was. I think that's why me and Ribbit get on so well, because he was my little brother. He was smaller than me, skinnier than me, and I always had to look out for him. But he was very ambitious, very clumsy. But his heart was always in the right place.
Well, I don't think that sounds like the opposite of you. You seem to have yours in the right place.
I try. If it wasn't for him, I don't know how I would have ended up. But I take a lot of inspiration from my brother. My adventures and the friendships I make. I always have him in the back of my mind.
I don't think you really are getting your feet wet. Do you want to hop in here? And she like gestures to the broom. And like moves them.
If it will support Hunter, I will get on the broom.
True, it's only what 5 feet.
It will support him. It won't go very fast with you.
Yeah, it just goes
it
slow.
will support you.
I will.
For mechanics reasons, at 7'5", how big is Hunter's butt?
It's a good. It's at least a good 1.5 across.
Cool. There's a little bit of like a wobble as she corrects.
Are you taking us somewhere?
No, I just it's kind of loud inside, and I like you. I kind of wanted to come out and see the stars, maybe one last time.
Well, speaking of looking at things and stuff, if you fly up a little bit, I've got something to show you.
Oh, okay, sure. How high?
I was just gonna say just to the clouds, but that's fucking ages away.
I don't know, like 20, 30 meters up. Just above everything.
Okay, well, don't fall off. And she'll like zoom up, that high.
So I've been working on something, and we all know that I'm not very good at words and articulating things. But one thing I am good at is my magic and my actions. So I've been working on something to show you.
And Hunter, it looks like he's about to just fire off his Eldritch Blast, which are typically white and blue. However, as the lightning sort of charges around his arms and his hands and his fingertips, it slowly starts changing to a sort of crimson purple. And he will fire out 3 Eldritch Blasts that are bright crimson purple. And as they reach the pinnacle, they will explode into purpley crimson, light purple fireworks.
she bursts into like giggles, like nearly falling off the back of the room. That's so cool. And she like smiles at this on her. For flavor, the amulet of health around her neck, which is like a little metal anatomical heart inlaid in like a silver metal one, begins to glow red. As I'm gonna say, its purpose would be to detect and warn when the heart rate is high. And she goes like, "That's so cool! Like, where did you learn your magic?"
Well, to cut a long story short, I after my brother's death, I went away for a while and wanted to learn the power to avenge him, and that's sort of how I got my magic. I made a bond with an evil patron of mine, and eventually decided I didn't want that life anymore. So I made a conscious effort to try and source my magic from good, better sources. But I've spent a few days trying to work on this, and for the first bit, I just could not, for the life of me, change it. But I found that the color of my magic was linked not to my skills or my knowledge, but to my emotions. So when I'm thinking of certain individual people, this is the color it produces.
Oh. And she there's like a moment of realization for her. And sorry, go on.
No, that's me.
Oh, she's like, oh, and it's red and purple, right? That's interesting. She's very sort of inwardly smiling to herself and hiding her face a little bit. And then she looks down at the the necklace and she's trying to hide it away a little bit, and she's like, oh, just get a bit flustered. And she goes, I thought that was really cool what you did with the dragon. You know, you really kind of took it down before. I mean, we all did stuff. I mean, not me, but we all did stuff. But you really punched it in the face. It was cool.
That I did, but wouldn't have been possible without the near deaths of some of our closest friends. So it was very much all our victory. But yeah, I wanted to show you this, and I hope it says more than the words that I sometimes say and don't say.
You know, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but back in Mechanus, I was speaking with Ezekiel, and we talked about a lot of things, but I also it's embarrassing, but I also asked him to give me a card reading about you. So I guess you could say that it's definitely reciprocated. He said that you needed someone to share the burden with, so I'm just letting you know that I'm here to do that if you need me to. You know, there's just one thing that has been getting on my mind. You said last night that there was some dodgy stuff in your past. What did you mean?
Mainly decisions we, at the time, thought we had to make that weren't necessarily intrinsically good, but were for a good cause. That I would go back and change if I could. There aren't really specifics. It was more the way I was thinking back then, and yeah, I guess meeting all of you, especially you, have changed the way I think about the world and the people in it. Yeah, I would just. It's a change of outlook. I think I'm starting to see differently.
Well, she thinks for a minute. She says, I don't think I could trust anyone who hasn't done bad things. It means a lot to acknowledge one's capacity for evil. I mean, certainly someone who knows something about that and similar to you, actually, made a pact with an entity that gave me my magic, and she taught me how to alchemize my darkness, and I think that that's important to do. And it doesn't matter to me what you have done, but what you are going forward, and how we balance that out. I think
I
that
feel the same way.
yeah, you know, there's a saying in Sylvan that I heard once. It roughly translates to our time is what we make of it. And I believe that we make our own choices, but I'm learning more now that perhaps all of time really happens at once. We only experience it in a linear way, and by that logic, I've noticed something that I can't explain, like the gems I stole, which ended up saving my life, regardless of what you've done in the past. We couldn't have done what we've done without you and Rib. You get shit done, And when I think back to when I first saw you, like a vision I saw in hell, it's and how afterwards when you appeared to us, I felt this pull to bring you through to this world, and my present self is so very pleased that I did that. I feel perhaps an unknown thing that in the same way my future self is happy that I kissed you too. What I'm trying to say is, Hunter, I don't know you well, but I'd like to, and I hope that we get the time to.
Well, let me not tell you what I am. I will spend the foreseeable future to showing you who I am. How about that?
That sounds really good. And she's leaning in towards you and waiting for a response.
Hunter will reciprocate.
Do I have to die again or what?
Absolutely not. And Hunter will throw over a kiss.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it will be reciprocated. Cool.
Ribbit doesn't know why, but he just starts happy crying. In the back, he just starts happy crying, and he's like, "Why Misa cry? Misa just feels so good."
Hearing you cry, there's a Lila that appears in the doorway. Like, are you all right, Ribbit?
Misa just feels so happy. Misa feels so close to Hunter right now. Misa will hug him when Misa dry.
Sensing the mildest of awkwardness, Hunter will simply break the ice by saying, so, plants domesticated humans, eh?
Yeah, and then she will launch again into the deepest nooks and crannies of the conspiracy theory, and they will spend at least part of their long rest talking and chatting into the evening.
We shall return once this has been done.
Yeah, that's us, guys.
Okay, cool. So, the rest of you, and to Hunter and Lavender, once they return to this extra-dimensional space of yours, you've all been here for about an hour and a half. Tia, your dress is pretty much going to be ready within the next like 20-30 minutes if you want to show that off to everyone. Just putting your finishing last touches to it. Please do describe to everyone what it looks like, and then if anyone else got to tell me if you want to do something before your long rest.
I'll take back my rod of immovability I put on the portal door just in case Ribbit followed us.
Your rod of movability, eh?
That rod is hyper movable. don't lie. If Ribbit hears you come in, he will run out soaking wet. You, sir. No, why, but we still love you, sir.
Much like Lavender.
Soaking wet, eh? Beat me to it.
Dear. You don't get a hug, Ribbit. You get a shove off.
Oh shit! I can't say I blame you. Yeah, Ribbit, still crying, goes back to his bath.
Awesome. As without the meta knowledge, one of the weirdest interactions you two have ever had, but fair.
He was more naked than usual, which really freaked Hunter out.
No one else has anything else they want to do. I think Moreau would probably go and seek out Lila at some point.
Okay.
Oh, Lila does have stuff that she wants to do, but Lila's currently in the baths, mate. You are welcome to come and say hey.
Oh my god, are we going to get another steamy scene?
No,
I am not ready for this.
I'm guessing there's probably an age difference there. That's.
I'm several hundred years old. You're several thousand years old. That's
Only
all good.
1,000.
Yeah.
So basically, it's pedophilia.
Yeah, is it like
He's
God
a cradle
pedophilia?
Moreau is gonna when he kind of opens the door, he'll knock on the door first if there's a door.
I'm guessing
Yes.
there's like a curtain or
There are
something.
doors
Oh,
and curtain.
Yeah.
yeah. Yes. Hello.
Something goes, "Ah!" And like shoo his eyes away. Apologies, Miss Lila. I didn't mean.
You don't need to be sorry for anything. You can come in. It's fine.
Again, still kind of like averting his gaze because slightly awkward. He goes, I just wanted to do a check on you after today and everything that happened. Are you all right? You seemed.
I feel
Yeah,
extremely close to death. I feel like I nearly lost a part of myself that I wouldn't have been able to get back. And I'm glad that I don't really know what happened. I think I passed out for a minute, but I feel weak inside on my soul, and I was hoping that a warming bath would warm it up, but maybe I need cold water or something. I'm not. I have an affinity with water, you see, that doesn't really. Normally, it makes me feel fine again, but I feel like I don't know, like something was almost lost permanently.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do to help you. Water isn't really my area of expertise. And if there's something to do with I'm more connecting with the dead sort of a thing. The living elude me. However, I was more just to check on you, make sure you were okay. Today seemed a lot. From what we found out, and I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And well, if there's anything we could do to assist you, and just to let you know that we're all here for you if you need to talk.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've gone through a lot, and I'm more than happy to talk about anything you'd like to talk on. There is actually one thing now that comes to mind. You said about talking to the dead, right?
Yeah, I can attempt it if I have enough. Probably not tonight. Unless, to say the least, I'm somewhat spent. Whereas I think you took things physically, I took things in the manner of the arcane, so to speak. I'm somewhat spent, but when we get a chance, if there's something you want me to reach out to, I'm happy to do it.
Well, yes, actually, I never, I don't remember them, but I saw them when I was when I traversed the shard of the Shadowfell. As I told you, and you know that the Lelia took me as a child. Do you think that maybe at some point you could? I don't know their names. Liam can't quite remember what happened in the Shadow of the Shadowfell or not. But do you think maybe you could try and attempt to contact my actual parents?
I would be honored. I can at least try. Again, I can't make any guarantees, but I would be honored to at least attempt it.
I mean, I would very much appreciate that, Muriel. That would be great. Also, you're very in tune with the arcane and things, right? Like the magic side of things.
I know enough. I have several lifetimes of experience, so to speak.
Yes. Well, I can't seem to figure it out in my own head, but Lila will half get out the bath, grab the sword, and go. This is still glowing, and it doesn't normally do that.
I don't really know any identification spells, but I've got a couple of first level, low level spells I can perhaps cast. And I'm going to kind of look at the mark. I'm going to cast detect magic, knowing that obviously it's just going to give me kind of the reading, but like studying it and looking at the sword the best I can, looking at the markings on it, looking at perhaps what it does, and I'm going to ask questions kind of around like when it started glowing, what happened, and things like that. And just try and get try and get as much information from Lila as I can. And really studying the sword, mainly because he does not want to look at her naked. He feels that's a bit very inappropriate. So he's kind of just really hyper focused on the sword.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I need to get dice. 1 second, sorry.
Can I attempt to assist him by telling him, what happened? Well, it was when the Watcher said that I needed to kill him. Sorry, I keep calling him the Watcher. It feels weird using his name now. But Vaxus said that to free him from whatever Lilele had done to him, I needed to kill him specifically with this, and so I did. And then after that, it just stayed lit up like a kaleidoscope and changing. But it normally only ever does that when I channel magic through it, but it just does it all the time now.
I'm going to spend a guidance and do I have one left?
Yes, it will be at advantage as well.
Advantage, guidance, and I've got one knowledge from past life left for the day, so I'm going to burn that as well. So, oh yes, I'll just check things. So I've got a 6 on the knowledge from past life. I've got a 3 on the guidance, a 17 on the first roll for a 17 dice roll for the thing. I'm just going to re-roll the d20. So yeah, 17 because the last one was a 9. So 17 plus 11 is 28 plus 6 is 34 plus 3 is 37.
Okay.
Fuck yes, Chris.
With the detect magic up, and going into detail about when and what has caused this, you can begin to see that there is like 2 layers of enchantment here. The base enchantment on the sword, the glowing around it seems to be a secondary enchantment that's almost like flowing around it, like water would stick to your finger if you were in space. Like there's a tension to it. It can't quite pull away, but it can't quite go anywhere else. And with such a high score, you can see that over time, it's very slow at the minute, but that enchantment is weaving its way into the blade. Every now and again, you see one of these auras that surrounds it with detect magic kind of flicker and place down another like line of energy onto the stained glass of the blade. So this aura, this glowing effect, is shrinking with time and changing it in some way.
I'll kind of say, looks like there's another enchantment that's kind of going on the blade. And I'll try and like point out, like just well, obviously they don't detect magic, but say it looks like there's this glowing. It's like weaving another pattern onto the blade, like a secondary layer. It's looks like it's changing the original enchantment in some way.
Magic can do that? I thought
Magic
when
can do
something was
pretty much
enchanted, it's just done until you break it.
I will say with such a high arcana check, Moreau, you would know that the vast majority of magic items work the way Lila described. There are a very rare few, incredibly hard to create. Most of them have ambiguous creation stories around them. They have the ability to enter different states of use. So while the enchantment is set, it is fixed in a sense. It is it can change the state that the weapon is in from one to the other, different levels of power based on a bunch of different conditions.
Yeah, just above table, knowing what I know about this weapon, as Chris. How much would you say? Obviously, not details of and things. How much of it would you know? Would I know? Would I know a name of what these things are called, or wouldn't I?
You'd know that the name you're thinking of is a name given to a very specific type of weapons with these enchantments. They're not all necessarily branded that. But yes, you would know that name as an example of the kind of weapons. Yeah,
I'd say there are certain weapons. Now, I don't know if this is one of them, but the same process might have been used to create the thing. That it looks like most weapons work exactly as you say, but there are certain ones that have like an extra layer put into them. Different states of magical awakening. I don't think this is probably one of them, but have you ever heard of vestiges of divergence?
Oh, get fucked. Really? Holy shit. Sorry, in character. Yeah, Eve mentioned that once. She has her bow, right? Her bow is something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Now, I don't know if this is one of them, but such weapon, it's possibly that maybe the same process or someone trying to replicate the same process.
I see. Huh. I mean, I don't really know much about them, but I guess, I mean, wait, didn't, Matt, you said Vox Machina is canon in your, world, right?
it is.
Weren't,
Specifically in your world.
Yeah, didn't that group of adventurers that took down Vecna, didn't they have a bunch of them as well?
Possibly. I don't know much about them, but possible.
Okay, well,
The only way that I've ever heard of an enchantment working like this, and I'm as I say, I'm more read on things rather than the practical experience of it, and trying to find and work with other artifacts. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever heard an enchantment working like this. I don't know it is one, but it's certainly the enchantment works a similar way.
oh, right. Well, I thank you very much, Moreau. Is there anything that I can do to repay you for this knowledge?
Nothing,
I mean,
nothing
I
at
don't.
all. That's no. I'm happy to help. Uh, the only thing I could ask for anything is if I don't make it through this, look after them for me, okay? All of them.
I mean, I'll certainly try. I'm not sure how many of us are going to make it through it together, but I will certainly try to look after all of us and keep you alive as well. But if not, then I guess I'll see you on the other side, eh? And I will as I'm saying that, I'll stand up to grab, take the sword back off you and give you a little chummy punch on the shoulder.
Who knows? Who knows where we're gonna wake up there? It's regardless of what happens in the next few days. It's been a privilege.
Thank you, Moreau. Yes, it has. And Lila will begin to start coming in for a hug.
Moreau will be very awkwardly kind of you're still quite wet from the bath. I've got to
I'm
keep these
always
clothes
wet.
dry.
Come here. Shut up, and I'll give you a.
That's what she said.
Yeah, Moreau's really awkwardly, hands out, do not touch anything, do not touch it. Most inappropriate, he's feeling this is inappropriate, this is inappropriate.
Moreau, you're thousands of years old. Stop being a prude. And then I will.
I'm not really a hugger.
Well, I tell you what, you are now. And then I will release him from the hug, and I'll get out of the bath and get a towel or the towel that Tia provided, which is kobold sized, and just kind of go. I mean, I don't really. Do you know if do you think maybe they could make a towel big enough for me?
I would hope so. I'll go and ask her.
That's a good idea.
And Moreau will scurry out, very red in the face, very flustered, and yeah. And then he'll probably want to make another. He'll probably want to go and see Teffel. But at the end, then obviously Teffel's not here, so he'll then kind of speak to Tyr, see if there's any more towels, and or look round or ask anyone, and then he'll head off to bed.
Towel on the second drawer to the right when you come into the place.
Are there any larger ones? I think Lala's finding excellent.
Second drawer to the right on the when you go into the
I will go and find them, and Moreau will get within 30 feet of the thing and mage hand it through to Lila.
Thank you, Moreau.
No worries.
She's going to catch Eve's eye and message in her head.
Your mic is a bit funky at the minute. I don't know what's going on, but it's very hard to hear. Oh, that's fixed it.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So as Lavender's comes back in, eventually, she'll message Eve Obviously, at some point during the long rest, whenever she's awake or whatever, and she'll be like, Eve, it happened. And she'll be like collaring her over to one side.
Eve kind of like immediately fell asleep because halfling is what they do. But then like hears this like voice in her head and goes, oh, and then comes down to go see Lavender. Hey, great job, man.
It was so cute. He made a firework display, and it was the color of my magic. It was amazing. It was so fun. But that aside, I just wanted, if you wouldn't mind, maybe we could talk to Mushroom again.
I was gonna say, do you want to tell Mushroom about the encounter? If anyone,
Yes,
if anyone needs to know, Mushroom needs to know. Yeah, of course, I'll be your translator.
Okay,
Evil
amazing,
cast.
thank you.
Speak with animals. Go ahead, go nuts. Talk to the cat.
And so she will tell Mushroom all about what happened. And then she will also she will also say to Eve, like, just before we go into the last thing, I realize there's some things that I never asked Mushroom before. If you wouldn't mind.
Not at all. Go ahead. I was just asleep, so yeah, this is way more exciting.
Sorry to wake you. I thought you might.
No, not at all.
But then, can you ask Mushroom whether he had a name before I called him Mushroom? I don't know. I called him Mushroom, but I don't know if he had a name before that.
Ahem. Having done that, my dog has now got excited, has picked up his banana and is wagging his tail. Which is very cute. And then, yeah, that's the question.
Well, I don't know what you know about cats, but we don't really bother with names. It's more of a, you there! That's about it. So, no.
He says that Mushroom's the only name he's had because cats tend to, they have a sort of regal view on things. Nicknames tend to be a plaything that, their people give to them as a mark of honor. So I guess, Mushroom is his name.
Okay, I just wanted to check. What about if he had a perfect day? Obviously, maybe not tomorrow, but I certainly want to treat him to one. As soon as this whole thing is over, what would his perfect day look like?
Wow.
Perfect. Oh. Now that is tricky.
Remember, we have a capacity on the number of cans of tuna we have available.
I meant to pick some up in Mechanist, but we never got around to it.
I think the day that springs to mind is the one where she first ate that man's fingers. That was a great day. Could repeat that. That would be a lot of fun.
You said he was into the whole finger thing. That's what she said. Yeah. Anyway.
What is this session? Everyone needs to go out and get laid tonight. Jesus Christ.
We all need to go take a cold shower. Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He seemed really energetic that day for some reason. Okay, I guess that's it for questions for him. But can you just tell him, that if I ever leave again, that will you do me a solid and look after him?
Of course I will. You know that. I love all
Thank you.
animals, and he's an animal, and he's your animal, which makes me love him more.
I know I'd be in good hands with you, Eve. Thank you.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of rats to catch in the jungle, I'm sure, and tiny dinosaurs. If you can catch
Mushroom's
them.
Ears prick up at that. Would you like to roll for Mushroom? We might as well get use out of this table whilst we can. It's a D. 10. Oh. Oh no, I think I've dropped.
You've not.
No?
No, you're here.
You're talking to Eve, right?
Yeah, would you like to roll for mushroom, Eve?
Yeah, I can roll for him.
Go for it.
What, just a D10? Or a...
Yeah, just roll a D10.
Yep, 1 sec. 7. Lucky 7.
Mushroom eats the nearest smallest non-edible object. Which would be... I don't know. What might that be?
Maybe a nut or a bolt or a screw or something?
You've been having this very nice conversation with Eve about looking after mushrooms should the worst happen. And from the next room, you just hear Tia scream, "No, no!" as Mushroom is going for some of the very fine sewing equipment that Tia is currently using on her new dress.
Typical cat behavior.
That cat swallow an entire pincushion.
Oh, he's
It was
even
the
worse.
It was the size of an orange. How did it do that? It's gonna fit right in its shoulder. They swallow everything out there.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to go and deal with that and look after my cat, and I'm going to let you get back to sleep. Thank you so much.
I promise, no matter what happens, he'll be safe with me as much as I can keep him safe. Don't
Okay,
worry.
thank you.
And I'll talk
Thank
to him
you.
every day and tell him about his mum. But you're not going to die, so don't even worry about it.
Well, we'll see about that, but let's hope not, hey? Mushroom, come back here! And she'll, like, scurry off and go after her cat.
I miss Champion so much. I wish he was here.
As you were all preparing for your long rests, starting to get yourselves ready to sleep, Tia's dress is completed. If Tia, would you like to show it off?
What you see is a beautiful looking Victorian style long dress with a very long tail that has a fine decoratives mainly composed of the color black and violet with multiple decorations of silvery white decors that looks something like this, made of the butterfly dragon wings silk and soft fabric like velvet. Placed in the chat.
Ooh. Wait, oh. Is that... Is that... Wait. The night is just full of surprises! This is what you were measuring for?
Yeah, that's what I've been measuring for.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, Tia's is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I've never owned something like this before. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
So when you marry Hunter, you've got a dress.
Oh, stop! And she'll like pat Eve on the shoulder, giggling. Yeah, and I mean, what a gown to save the world in, right? Not even just save the world, but save realities. I'm gonna look hot as shit. And she's gonna scurry off and go and immediately try that on. Yeah.
How close were those guys to the bathroom? I.e., with a passive perception of 24, might I have overheard the phrase "marry Hunter"?
Yeah, definitely.
You just hear splashing. You just hear uncontrollable amounts of splashing.
Rivip is planning your death for taking his man away from him.
we've also discovered that Ribbit would be like Donkey and Shrek, and he's definitely going to get with the dragon. I think that's the only creature that could handle Ribbit, to be honest.
True.
It also means that we would have fire-breathing, flying frog babies, which is always been Ribbit's dream. So at least
go
he can
invisible
catch
as well.
children. Oh my god, invisible, fire-breathing, flying frog children. Yes!
Fly, my
Yes!
pretties, fly!
Basically, have become the witch from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god, and I was the Wizard of Oz when I played it in primary school. It's all coming full circle! I was built for this!
Thought you'd be Toto.
I tried, but they made me the Wicked Witch of the West. But I slayed, so it's fine.
Would it surprise anyone to know that I was Dorothy?
Gang. Gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with that then done, are you all long resting?
Nobody
Yes,
else
please.
If nobody else has anything to do, Lila would like to do a thing.
Go on.
Go for it.
Lila will, with the knowledge that Moreau has bestowed upon her, will, while Daik is still tinkering on Lila's armor, Lila would like to go up to Daik and just watch for a bit as Daik tinkers, and not wanting to be a burden and also not wanting to cause you to not focus or not lose any concentration. Lila will go, so what is it that you actually how do you do these things? I'm so fascinated and interested in your style of magic. It's really nothing I've ever seen before.
Well, most of it is. It's a mix between working with tools and machinery and applying magic to craft at the same time. If that makes sense.
Not really, but do go on.
So, imagine a craftsman working on anything, any kind of project. The difference would be the application of magic. Your regular chair will not need magic. You would fuse the weave into or through the tools into the object that you're working with. Now, this is on such short notice would not necessarily be permanent, but given time and the proper skill, people could put magic in any kind of item, be it a set of armor, which has my personal preference, be it weapons, be it anything. If you know, I like to basically apply it with rich imagination. If you think you can do it, you can look into studying where you could get this from. If you look at the flamethrower that I made for Tia, while flamethrowers themselves are inspired by dragons being able to spew fire, what we need for that is a item with a essence of fire. Therefore, I had to find a piece of metal that was either imbued with the plane of fire's magic or find something else. I decided to go for the former, which was far easier to find than magic items are expensive. So starting from scratch is cheaper.
Okay. Also, I wanted to make sure that you were okay. We haven't really spoken much since the whole Shard of the Shadowfell thing, because we've been rather busy. But I noticed that you've changed. And I when you were first talking to me after you went in there, your outward appearance was flickering between the projection that you did and who you are now. And I just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Dake is quiet for a minute. But Sam's tools turns around and says, "Thank you. That means a lot." But all of this, I've always been just treated as someone who was there to do a job. But you, Eve, Lavender, Tia, been so welcoming. So open, so friendly, so warm.
Well, how could we not? You're part of the team, Daik. You're an intrinsic, important person, and you matter. Everybody matters. And for someone to make you feel like you don't matter, that's criminal and vile of them. I haven't always also been seen as a person. I don't know if you know a lot about the tales, legends, mythologies, whatever you want to call it, about nymphs, but there have been people in the past who, like yourself, felt entitled to certain things because of expectations from things that they may have heard or, quote unquote, know of. So I understand. I don't know your pain or what you've been through, but I'm here and I care and you matter. And I'm very thankful for what you're doing here, and I'm very thankful for what you've done in the past. And I always feel awkward asking you and Tia if you can, use the weave through your tools, as you put it. And I'm very thankful that you have. If there's anything that I could do for you to repay you for the things that you've done, I don't have a lot of money, but I have what I have, and I can give that to you if you want. But if there's anything else I could do for you, then by all means, I'd be more than happy to.
I appreciate it. It's been... Honestly, being part of this group has been an eye-opening experience. Could you give me your hand?
Of course. Which one would you like? And I'll just hand you my right hand.
Big will reach out, hold like take your hand, just like you would shake someone's hand, and from the fingertips up the arm across the entire body, Daek's body becomes like Lila's. So you're basically looking at yourself, minus the butterflies floating around.
Are you also wrapped in a towel or what?
No, I'm wearing what I was wearing.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow.
I am a changeling. I have always been used as a tool. I have been infiltrating, I have been disguising, and that's not been expected of me here. It's been more of a thing that people have noticed, and they've gone like, cool. I'm not going to question this. It's maybe a little strange. I'm sure people have thought that. But I've been seen as more than a tool. And his skin goes completely white. His face morphs. One of his ears looks like it's elven, the other ear looks like it's human. One of his cheekbones is lower than the other. And the face of Daek, as stark white as it is, looks misformed. I've always been trying to look different, try to fit in and not scare people. Because, well, this is me. After so many years of actively changing the way I look, I've physically turned into a monster. And I don't like the way I look. And if you'll excuse me, I will go back to the way I looked before this. But it's nice to think, anyways, that I'm able to not need to hide that.
Are you still holding on to Lila's hand?
Yes, he would be.
Okay. As you begin to say that you don't like the way that you look, Lila will simply just move in very slowly and gripping your hand will let go slightly, slide her hand up a bit so she's kind of like holding onto your forearm and just pull you in and just hug you but hold you at the same time.
Daek is a little unsure what to do. Before just wrapping his arms around you or Lila and just hugging tightly.
And Lila will just stay there until you are the first one to let go. Like, Lila is just locked in this moment right now. And she understands.
It's a few minutes later.
That's fine. Like, chin goes into your, like, neck shoulder bit, like, full on, like, proper, like, deep hug.
They will, after a few minutes, let go and say, I'm sorry if that was a little awkward. I'm used to hugging people smaller than you.
I mean, I'm sorry if it was awkward for you. I'm in a towel and wet.
I'm not bothered.
I'm always here, Dick, and maybe once this is all said and done, and we've made it through to victory, I don't really have anywhere that I plan to be. I've got no one to be near or around. The only person that I ever truly loved is dead. So if you wanted somebody to accompany you on a journey to find, so that you can find out who you really are and feel good about yourself, I'm available and I'm willing, because you matter, and no matter what you look like, I think that you are beautiful, and I think that you are courageous, and I think that you are more than you value yourself. And I truly mean that.
And I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, if you would like, I will leave you back to whatever it is that you're doing here. And if you ever want somebody to talk to, or if you ever need somebody, I'm always here.
Thank you, Lada. I'll remember that.
And she will. Sorry, carry on.
I'll make sure this piece of armor is the best you've ever worn.
Well, I'm sure that with your masterful, skillful hands, that it will be. And as she stands up to leave and taking her sword with her, she will place her hand on your shoulder and just do a little like strong grip, and then just kind of give you a little nod. And then that kind of like happy-go-lucky smile that she has, and she will leave the place and go out into the bog.
Okay, you walk out into the bog. What are you doing out there? It is like all early afternoon at this point.
Yeah.
Very wet and cold underfoot. There is a crisp breeze every now and again that catches you, going straight over the towel and giving you like cold shiver up your spine.
Mm-hmm. Is there any immediate danger around me, Matthew? Are there any growls? Are there any big fuck-off monstery things? Am I about to die?
It is desolately quiet.
Amazing. In that case, then, I'm going to sit down just outside the door. And I will... No, wait, it's going to be horrible to sit down. It's a fucking bog, isn't it? I'm going to stay standing, and I'm just going to pull the sword out, and with my right hand hold the handle, and with the left hand kind of cradle the blade flat side down on it, and just kind of look it up and down and watch the shimmering colours happen and the stained glassness, and then kind of like, flip it to the other side and continue just to look at it. And thinking about what Daik just showed me, and about how things change, and Daik's changing. We're still with Daik on my mind. I'll give it another couple of flips and watch it and go, okay, so you're changing into something, and I guess this is new ground for both of us. You aren't what I thought you were, which I guess shouldn't come as much of a surprise, since you were gifted to me by her. Well, I mean, I guess I don't feel anything different from you. I don't feel a change in you. I mean, is there like a decent-sized tree nearby, Matt?
There are no trees nearby.
Fuck. All right. Is there like a rock or something?
You can give me a perception check.
Oh, Jesus wept. All right, let's go with my incredible perception.
Yes, you can see a rock. It's partially submerged.
I'm looking for
but
something
just
big enough
tucked-
to sit on.
But just tucked out around the back of where Tira's placed the door of this thing, towards the edge of
Yeah.
like the dry patch where it merges back into bog, like
Yeah.
on an outcrop. There is a low-lying rock there.
Okay, I will trudgel on over. I'll let my feet dip into the bog a bit, just to feel that kind of watery goodness. Then I will sit on this rock, cross-legged, and I will sit with it and meditate on it and think on it as if I were trying to reattune to it.
Okay.
Since it's changing. But whilst I'm also doing that and meditating, I will think again on Daic and what they said about change and what they said and how they have felt to be used as a tool for a lot of it. And then my mind will go back to what the Watcher said or what Vaxus said about how the Lalia changed them and turned them into something that they didn't want to be and used them as a tool, basically. And emotions will circle around, and I will, not knowing if Vaxus is dead, or gone back to, they said, Mount Celestia. I will sit and meditate on Vaxus, and with the sword and everything in mind, and attempt to send out, not knowing if it's going to reach dead ears or deaf ears or what, not really knowing what Vaxus is, really truly. I will attempt to send out a prayer to them. But it's more a kind of sending out to them, but also aware that it may not reach them, so I'm kind of talking to myself almost. And Lila will go, Vaxus? Watcher? I don't even know if Vaxus is your real name. I didn't ask before you departed, and I apologize for that. That was on me. Things were a bit busy. But if you are there, and if you are listening, I would like to know what your name is, because I meant what I said, that from now on, what I do will be in your name, and I will be your instrument. And as your instrument, the first thing that I will truly do, after assisting to wipe both Catherine and Arabella off of the mortal plane, and doing my best to stop the Lalia from bringing them back, I will either search out and hopefully also find Liam can't remember off the top of his head what their fucking name is again. I will search out and attempt to find Sylvana and hopefully also remove her from the picture, as well as the Lalia herself. And I will do it in your name for everything that she did to you. And I'm sorry that you had to go through what you went through, and that nobody attempted to stop it before. So, if this reaches you and you can't respond, then just know that I am here, and I am ready to be your servant and your instrument against the Church of Silvermist and everything that it stands for. And then she will go silent and wait to see if there is a response on it.
Okay. As you meditate on the blade.
Yes.
Cool. Everybody, go ahead and give yourselves a long rest. You are uninterrupted.
Breathes a sigh of relief.
Go ahead and recover half of your hit dice, all of your health, all of your spell slots.
And I remove my failures of death saves, right, Matt? But all 2 of them?
You remove those the second that you get up again. They do not linger.
Fantastic.
You also get 12 temp hit points.
I'm outside.
Then
Do I
someone
still
else
get it?
inside can get them.
Do you want to know a fun thing that I found out today?
What's that?
That I told you, because you didn't fucking tell me, that the Amulet of Health gives me fucking extra HP.
Look,
I just thought it, like, upped my saving throw.
I might be
That's why I gave it.
encyclopedia, but I don't know every single fucking thing about this game.
That's why I gave it to you.
Yeah, thanks, dear. That was,
You know,
I
you can
literally found
fucking
that out
Google this shit, right, instead of asking me, right?
Yeah, but it literally took me 2 weeks to actually Google the thing. It doesn't, to be fair, it doesn't say it on the stat block. It literally just says raises your constitution to 19. That doesn't equate to me knowing that automatically gives me extra HP.
Lavender
So, yeah.
wakes up in the morning. Tia, did you know this thing you gave me is actually really useful? Like,
She feels hella refreshed.
yes.
How void boys of you.
Yeah, my previous character who had that amulet did not know that happened either. So
Thank you, Josh. There you go. It's not that obvious.
Welcome to the crew.
As you all wake, around 10:30 at night from your long rest, Lila, you've been outside for quite a while. You are very cold. You've had no response from the Tranquil Watcher up till now. And just as you begin to come out of your meditation, begin to open your eyes, you hear in your head, "My name is Vaxus, but I am no god. I am not one to pray to, and you are no servant of mine. We are allies in a fight against a true evil. As my ally, take my weapon. She may have forged it, but she used me to imbue it. A oversight that we will make her regret." And as he finishes these words, the glowing finally fades from the sword being drawn into it. And with your attunement to it, with your connection to the blade, you can feel that it has indeed changed. Become stronger, become stronger as it has become more in tune with Vaxus himself.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
And I think that is a nice point to end it for the evening.
Woo!
Romance, drama,
Bloody Nora.
intrigue. Yeah.
It was fun.
Romance, drama, horniness, wedding,
Lord.
a Disney moment.
So many innuendos.
Wow. That was an awesome session. Awesome.
You guys,
Fucking sick.
because of your RP, you can all start next session with an inspiration dice.
Yes.
Team effort. Let's go.
And we have waited another week to decide what to do. Yay!
Yay!
Before next week, you will have to have made a decision on what you're doing. So have a discussion throughout the week in the chat. I mean, if you wish, you can just stay here for the next 2.5 days and just see what happens.
But we
If you want indecision, you can do that. Otherwise, make a decision in the chat.
Alright, I suppose so.
Let's
So
already
many
get
good
boots of
moments.
speed.
Yeah.
Did have you had a chance to do the candy? Or do you
Yeah,
need more
sure.
time?
I want more.
No, I'm getting both.
It's so
Oh
many
my
good
lord.
moments.
Have you actually just given him boots of speed?
Yeah.
Oh!
Please, this is good. You've broken
I heard the
game.
face palm. I heard it.
You have broken the game.
Also, Dayak, Thomas, thank you so much for that buff to my armor. That is fucking incredible. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yes, thank you, Thomas.
How far can you go now, Mr. Ribbit?
When I click my heels, it doubles my movement speed, right?
Correct.
So in a single turn, I can travel 210 feet.
Oh my
If someone
god.
casts haste, does the double stack? If someone casts haste,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
holy mother tits! So that would be
Effectively,
140, 280.
You can travel a quarter of a
420,
mile in
yeah,
6
560.
seconds. Yeah.
Can I make a
if someone casts
harness for
haste-
Ribbit that I can sit on? Can I attach
I'll just put
myself
you-
to him?
I'll just put you in the fucking amulet.
All we have to do,
Yeah.
no. All we have to do is put me on your back, hold my sword out to one side, and we can just obliterate things.
Can I
Bro, just
let you
enlarge
all
your
know
vision.
something? Can I let you know something?
As
Sure.
the DM, it is your right to
As-
let me know things.
While with the boots and Josh going as quick as he can, he is incredibly quick. If you were to haste him by almost a third, he breaks the sound barrier.
That was my next. I was literally about to say, Ribbit no longer goes invisible from his powers. He's just traveling at the speed of sound.
Yeah.
Bro, you could just dart round. You could just deafen people by like running round them and stopping repeatedly.
The
You like-
sound barrier
Oh my
is
God.
343 meters per second. Ribbit would be going 420 meters a second.
He's
Wait,
like a, he's like a
wait,
new
hang on,
Sonic
hang on.
character.
The smoking frog goes 420.
Yeah, he does.
It was meant to be.
I swear to God,
My-
Ribbit, if you aren't perpetually high from this point on, I'm going to be so mad at you, Josh. I'm going to
My
be so mad at you.
soul has been infused into Ribbit. Finally, we are one and the same. Oh
See,
my
all I'm
lord!
hearing in my head is the crazy frog theme tune at this point.
Yeah, it's all come full circle.
I'm gonna make a dank meme version. Kate, does Eve have any spare what are they called? Attunement spaces? Because I think I'm going to de-attune to the Cloak of Elvenkind, and I feel like you're the only person who might use that if they wanted
what-
it.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I'm attuned to my bow, but that's like the only thing. I don't know how many achievement space I have.
You
Yeah,
get
but-
3 by default, I think.
Then that's it. Yeah, I've got 2 spaces free.
Yeah,
What's
I
it
just think
do?
because obviously you can use an action to put the hood up, and anyone trying to perceive you has disadvantage, and you have advantage on your stealth check.
Ooh,
He
okay.
doesn't need more stealth.
Are you
This is
sure
it.
you
Now that I can
need
go
it?
invisible. Well, because I'm gonna have to de-attune from something anyway, and I can use one of my abilities to go invisible anyway. So if I've not used it for a while, so I feel like you're the best person for it to go to.
Sure, I can trade you. Probably not very much.
Oh no, you don't have to. No, you can take it. It's a gift.
Thank you.
I don't have space for it, and I can go invisible anyway.
I
So
was
don't
partially
you
taking
worry.
the bit because like you have like awesome stuff. All I have is I have a necklace of 1 teeth if you want it. I don't know why I have a necklace of Yuan teeth. I think I don't remember how I got that.
That was a really long night.
I
Was it
also have
like
a pack.
a table you rolled on or something at the
I have
beginning?
no idea. It might have been. I
That
also
feels
have-
like one of those objects you get that you're like, oh, how did I get?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was from hunting Yuan Ti in Chult.
That was the one, wasn't it? Yeah, it's because I became like the Slayer of Serpents, and that's yeah.
Eve was basically Chultan Batman. So
She was.
We-
Chilton
Where
Batman.
is she?
A player from our first group, he used to collect goblin kneecaps, which came in handy way more than you'd expect.
It really did.
The number of times that he would say the sentence, I get a goblin kneecap out of my bag, and then would do something genuinely effective with it is ridiculous.
Like
It was
what?
great.
What? I want to know. Like what? How?
Throwing it
the
at
amount of-
levers we can't
Yeah.
reach.
Literally,
Distracting guards.
honest to God, it was so funny. His only two moves were I charge the Master Sword and I throw a kneecap at something.
But he never fucking used the Master Sword.
Oh my
He always
God.
had
Yeah,
it ready.
Because he had to be good if he used it, and that wasn't happening.
He just did not use any of his spells either.
It was when you took control for the last fight, and every 20 seconds you were like, counter spell? Is it this easy?
Is this the same dude that took the skull?
No, different dude, but both very similar in that respect.
Both bone crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Matt, to discourage you from killing me, just know that these infusions will last for 4 days after I die.
oh, I know that. I thought the only reason I know that is because I'm sorry, Chris, for admitting this. When Chris invited me to guest star in his campaign, I thought, well, if I'm an artificer and I'm only there for a few sessions, I could just give out loads of magic items and leave and just cause problems because they don't get the
That's hilarious. That's so
It
funny.
never turned out that way, but that was the thought behind it.
Yeah, my eldest son arriving a week, like a day early, put paid to that. Yeah, we never finished that. It's still on hold.
This is when Matt removes Mistra from our universe so that no magic exists, just to get back at us.
Oh.
I mean,
You
maybe
lot
that's
will
what the
find a way.
maybe that's what the Lavia is going to do to stop the cracks. You never know.
Artificer starts loading physical guns.
Yes.
I am now a fucking gunslinger, chick.
Right.
Right.
Yo, what a session, guys.
Like Mandalorians fighting the Jedi. Fuck it, lasers don't work. Let's go back to bullets.
Yeah.
Nice RP, guys. I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, one.
See you next
Cheers.
week.
William,
Cheers,
can you
guys.